Camp comedy legend Julian Clary has returned to Australia for a run of theatre performances for 2014. The actor, comic and writer will perform in Perth, Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane for what will be his 8th tour of our country. The self-proclaimed Lord of the Mints is returning to perform a brand new show, Position Vacant, Apply Within. It promises to be laced with his sharp-witted and campy humour that audiences have loved for around 3 decades. Gaining a whole new legion of fans following a stint on Celebrity Big Brother in 2012, it was a standout year for the sharp-witted and even sharper-tongued comedian. Still unafraid to push boundaries, in Position Vacant, Apply Within, Clary auditions 10 men he plucks from the audience in a quest to find a husband. By the end of the night, there is a wedding with bridesmaids, confetti and a bishop. Clary is known for his career in show business for stand-up comedy as much as his TV and radio profile. He's also a best-selling novelist, and his third book, Briefs Encountered, was published in 2012 to unanimous praise. Hi, I'm Cec Busby from Inside Out and Gay News Network, and I'm here with Julian Clary to talk about his new show, Position Vacant, Apply Within. So, Julian, what I'm keen to find out is, what does your boyfriend think about this world tour in the search for a husband?
Oh, he's still right about it. He's not a jealous type, and the idea for the show of looking for a new husband came about as a veiled threat to him because he'd gone to work abroad, and I was fed up with him. I thought maybe he wasn't going to come back, so in a half-hearted way. So
you haven't met any likely prospects that the eyes met across the floor and you were like, oh, actually maybe goodbye old fellow and hello new Australian husband?
No, it'd be funny if I did, wouldn't it? I mean, actually, 8 out of 10 of the people that I have on stage are straight men. So it's not a serious search for a husband in any real sense. It's a comic device to improvise with the punters.
So how do you find the straight guys react to your style of humour?
Well, often they don't really want to be there. It's their wives that buy the tickets, or their girlfriends, and but I quite like to see a bit of fear in their eyes, and I quite like to win them round. So it's a sort of evolving of them during the show.
You get a lot of people from the audience on stage. It's quite a big group. So what I'm wondering is, does it ever get out of control?
Well, people behave. It's very interesting when you get a whole herd of people and put them in a sheep pen, as I do. They immediately start behaving collectively, you know, and they feel braver because they're supporting each other as it goes on, and they're all sort of patting each other on the back and encouraging each other. They've never turned on me. I've never had to use the stun gun. But one in 5 of the general public are mad, of course, and so by the law of averages that does happen, and so you deal with that.
So what was the development process like for a show like Position Vacant, Apply Within?
I sit down with David, my writer, and we sort of discuss the ideas, and then a sort of script is formed, and then we work on that, then we rehearse, and then we get a dummy audience in and work it out. Then we do like a mini tour where you try out material, because you know it's very difficult doing a whole new show for the first time, which is like almost 2 hours of material, and until you do it, you think it's funny, but you don't really know. Yeah. So that whole process takes at least a year, and then you're ready to start the proper tour, and then it's still evolving, and because it's improvised, it's different every night, and funny things happen along the way.
So what are you expecting from the Aussie guys that are coming to see the show?
Wow. The characteristics of Australia, and it's hard to generalise, but I think they'll be more relaxed and, shall we say, casual, and you're an open people, you know. I think it will be. It's a bit like, you know, I always look forward to playing in the north of England, in Glasgow, because people seem to be very extrovert there, as you are here. So I think it'd be fun. It'd be like I won't have to warm them up so much.
Position Vacant, Apply Within is about your search for a husband, but we don't have gay marriage yet in Australia. So I'm wondering, what's your advice for the Aussie LGBTIQ community for pushing forward for marriage rights?
Well, I would encourage people to push a bit harder, because I don't think there's any public opposition to the idea of gay marriage here. So you might need to get a bit militant about it, because I think the apathy is in the, you know, in your people that are governing you, and it'll be less and less extraordinary to be gay or lesbian, and so I think it's really important. I'm not actually that interested in getting married myself, as it happens, but I still think it's a terribly significant moment when it does happen.
So in your early days you were quite shocking, your humour was quite shocking, but now the gay community, gayness has kind of filtered through to all channels of the community, and gay's quite normal. So how has that affected your style of comedy?
I mean, when I think back, it did feel like I was on a bit of a mission, and it did feel like, you know, one had to demystify the very graphic details of gay sex for the uninitiated somehow. That I thought I need to tell them all, then they won't be frightened. So but I don't feel, as things evolve, I don't feel as if I'm like doing myself out of a job. It just, you know, I no longer go out to, I don't need, or it's not as easy to shock people. That was more, you know, in my 20s and 30s, that was maybe what I got a great deal of satisfaction from doing that. But I like making people laugh, you know, and that's sort of, it's good for me and it's good for them. It's a sort of, it just makes everyone feel good. So that's increasingly what I like to do.
I hear that your sister is the one responsible for your penchant for false eyelashes and fancy, flouncy dresses, because she was a dancing girl. Yeah,
she was a sort of glamorous Tiller girl, and I went to see her at an impressionable age. I was about 13, and I went to the dressing room with all these girls and the makeup and the feathers and the sequins, and I thought, well, yes, that's how I'd like to live my life.
And so you have.
Well, you shoehorn it all in, and I thought, I don't want to be a dancer, and I didn't want to be a female impersonator, but I thought I want to wear lots of makeup and feathers. So,
and you've gotten to do just that, which is fantastic.
Yes.
All the best with the tour. Your new show, Position Vacant, Apply Within. Could you give us the tour dates?
Yes, I am in Perth on the 17th of April. Melbourne on the 19th, Sydney at the State Theatre on the 22nd, and Brisbane on the 24th.
Thank you very much, Julian. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.